His boss loves him deeply, but she hides her feelings by pretending and avoiding him. Eventually, he finds out. Guess what? Do you think he will choose his boss or his girlfriend? Let's find out. Kindly subscribe to this channel to get more of our latest stories. One day, Jaden helps a lady fix her car tire. After he finishes, she thanks him and introduces herself as Alora. They exchange numbers before she leaves. However, as Jaden is about to save her number, some guys on a bike snatch his phone and speed off. He shouts loudly, "Thief! Thief!" Meanwhile, Vera's friend suggests an interesting love story for her to write, but Mira dismisses it, saying she doesn't write love stories. Her friend criticizes her for focusing only on horror, hate, pain, and sorrow. Vera argues that those themes reflect reality and sees love as nothing more than a transaction. They then deliberate on what to eat before her friend leaves. That same day, Vera's friend runs into Jade, an old friend. They exchange pleasantries, and he explains that he has just returned from abroad and isn't doing much at the moment. She asks about his writing career, but he says he has lost touch with the people he used to write for. Vera's friend offers to connect him with someone who is a great writer, which he appreciates. Later that day, Mira's friend tells her about working with Jade, who is a talented writer. At first, Mira refuses, but her friend persists, insisting that he is really good. Eventually, Mira agrees. The following day, Jade presents his story to Vera. After reading it, she responds that she doesn't like it, dismissing love stories as fiction and unrealistic. She tells him that if he has something else, she'll be willing to check it out. That same day, Vera's friend confronted her, asking why she didn't like the story Jade had presented. She responded that it wasn't relatable, while her friend argued that it was because she had issues with love. Her friend then suggested she post it, but Mira firmly refused, insisting she wouldn't. Her friend eventually left. That night, Jade looked worried and confided in his friend, who gave him encouraging words before he went to sleep. Meanwhile, Vera took the time to thoroughly read through Jade's story. The following morning, Vera saw a message pop up on her phone from her online readers, commending her for hiring a new writer. Mira was surprised, knowing full well that she hadn't employed anyone. Just then, her friend came into her room, beaming with excitement, telling Vera that Jade's write-up was making waves on her blog and had received many positive comments and reader engagement. Mira was shocked, realizing that she hadn't intentionally uploaded the story. She must have accidentally posted it while dozing off the night before. That same day, Jade called Vera's friend, feeling excited about the response to his write-up. She congratulated him on his hard work. The following week, Vera met with Jade to discuss business terms. She insisted that he write his next article on general life topics, but he explained that he couldn't write about things he couldn't relate to. Love was the only theme he truly connected with, and he shared his reasons with her while she listened. Later that day, Vera's friend tried to convince her to continue accepting Jade's work on her blog, given how well his previous piece had performed. Vera expressed her dislike for love stories, but her friend persisted, urging her to reconsider before leaving. Meanwhile, Jade looked through his write-up for Vera and felt happy about its sudden growth, reaching 17,000 impressions. The following day, Vera met with Jade as he shared a love story with her and her friend, recounting his experience of helping a lady fix her car and how robbers had snatched his phone just as he was about to save her number. They deliberated on how he could reconnect with her. Jade shared what little he remembered, giving them clues about where to find her, and Vera agreed to help him. That night, as Vera browsed through her blog, she wondered why her readers were pairing her with Jade in the comments on her post. She asked her friend about it, but her friend just teased her. The following day, they all sat at a restaurant, chatting and getting along well. Vera then took a picture with Jade and posted it on her page. That same evening, when Vera got home, her friend showed her the comments on the picture she had posted. Her readers had started pairing her with Jade, saying they looked good together, along with other romantic remarks. Vera pretended not to care, but her friend continued to tease her. Guys, do you think Vera has feelings for Jaden? Kindly drop your thoughts in the comments section. The next day, Jade called Vera to thank her for agreeing to help him search for his love. They had a conversation while he expressed his appreciation. That same evening, Vera read through Jade's love story. As she connected with his writing, she found herself thinking about him. The following day, as they all set out in search of Jaden's lost love, Vera and her friend grew tired. However, Jaden remained optimistic, insisting that they were close to finding her. Feeling exhausted, Vera and her friend told him they were done for the day, and they all drove off. The next day, as Mira and Jaden worked on their laptops, Jaden suggested they visit the estate to see if they could find his love, Alora. Mira was tired, but eventually agreed to go with him. As they drove, they enjoyed a good conversation and got along well. Upon arriving at a particular spot, they got out of the car. Mira suggested they split up and try different approaches to searching for Alora. They agreed and went their separate ways. At one point, Mira spotted a car that matched the exact description Jaden had given and decided to wait nearby. When the owner of the car arrived, it turned out to be Alora. Mira approached her and told her about Jaden, the man who had fixed her car years ago and had since fallen in love with her, writing numerous articles about her. Alora was surprised and visibly displeased, saying she wasn't interested in him and attempting to leave. Mira persisted, telling her how handsome and kind Jaden was. However, Alora dismissed everything she said, replying that she wasn't interested and that if Mira liked him so much, she could have him. With that, Alora got into her car and drove away. When Jaden arrived, Mira didn't tell him about her conversation with Alora or her approach. That same night, as Mira lay down, her friend teased her about going to search for Alora's love at first sight. The following day, Alora reflected on her conversation with Mira. As she glanced through her phone and checked Jaden's profile, she discovered that he was a renowned writer and a popular public figure who had written numerous love articles about her. Feeling excited, she called her friend to share the news, expressing her newfound interest in him due to his online popularity and how happy she was. The next day, while Jaden was working on his laptop, he received a message from Alora. Overjoyed, he immediately shared it with his friend. However, his friend remained skeptical and expressed his doubts before leaving, while Jaden stayed excited. That same day, Vera's friend received a call from Jaden about Alora. She was happy for him, but asked if he was sure about his decision. When he confirmed, she congratulated him. Right after, she shared the good news with Mira, but Mira didn't seem excited, while her friend was genuinely happy and continued talking about it. The following day, Jaden visited Alora at her house. They exchanged pleasantries and engaged in a conversation. After a while, Jaden insisted that he had to leave to deliver an article to his boss, but Alora pleaded with him to stay so they could catch up and spend more time together. In the end, he agreed. That night, Vera expressed her disappointment about how quickly Jaden had accepted Alora back into his life. However, her friend told her she sounded jealous. Vera denied it, but her friend rebuked her, urging her to be honest with herself. The next day, Jaden and Alora met at a restaurant. As they talked, he shared how long he had been searching for her and complimented her beauty. They then took pictures together. That same day, as Alora and Jaden spent time together in the living room, he shared that his article had reached 10,000 views in the past 24 hours. Excited, Alora suggested that he post a picture of both of them together to see how people would react. Although Jaden was hesitant and didn't feel comfortable with the idea, she persistently pressured him using emotional blackmail. Eventually, he gave in and posted the picture, which made her really happy. Guys, do you think Alora truly loves Jaden? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Later that day, Alora checked the comments on the post. At first, she felt good seeing positive feedback, but then she came across several comments from Jaden's readers saying they preferred him with Vera rather than her. This made Alora feel upset and insecure. Meanwhile, Vera's friend expressed her frustration about the readers' reactions to Jaden's post, saying that many of them claimed to love Alora. However, Vera reassured her not to worry, explaining that this was common behavior from readers, and besides, most of them actually preferred seeing her with Jaden rather than Alora. The following day, Vera coincidentally ran into Alora. During their conversation, Alora accused Vera of not being happy about her relationship with Jaden. Vera calmly explained that she wasn't interested in him, but Alora responded with offensive remarks, prompting Vera to walk away. As Vera drove home, she felt hurt by Alora's words, but kept her emotions hidden. The next day, Alora once again checked the comments on her and Jaden's posts. Seeing the same negative remarks made her feel even more insecure. In response, she grabbed Jaden's phone and took another picture with him. Jaden, noticing her sudden change in mood, expressed his concern, but Alora brushed it off and immediately posted the picture on his social media page. Jaden then voiced his concerns, telling her that things were moving too fast and that they should slow down. However, Alora became displeased and started expressing her insecurity about Vera. Jaden was surprised by her attitude, but before he could react further, Alora quickly pretended everything was fine and hugged him. Despite her attempt to smooth things over, Jaden remained upset and left. Shortly after, Alora called her friend, expressing her frustration that her follower count hadn't increased since she started posting pictures with Jaden. That same day, Jaden tried to call Vera, but she didn't answer. This made him feel really worried. That night, Alora went through Jaden's phone and saw his countless attempts to call Vera. Feeling upset, she became insecure about it. The following day, Jaden went to Vera's house. Surprised to see him, Vera asked what he was doing there. Jaden questioned why she had been avoiding him, but she replied that she was dealing with some personal issues. When he persisted, asking her to share what was wrong, she instead posed a question to him. If you loved someone, but their heart belonged to someone else, what would you do? Jaden was silent, unable to find an answer. Without saying more, Vera went back inside, unable to confess her true feelings for him. That night, Vera's friend visited her, sensing that something was wrong. She suspected that Vera's feelings for Jaden were the issue and encouraged her to tell him how she felt instead of hurting herself. However, Vera denied it, insisting that it wasn't about him. Her friend eventually left, unconvinced. Weeks later, Vera's friend expressed her concern again, asking how she was holding up. Vera simply responded that Jaden had a girlfriend and that he was her boss, nothing more. Her friend didn't push further and left. That same day, Vera's friend ran into Jaden at a restaurant. As they talked, Jaden opened up about how Vera had been avoiding him and acting distant. He admitted that her behavior frustrated him because she refused to engage with him. Desperate for answers, he pleaded with Vera's friend to tell him the truth. Does Vera have feelings for me? After hesitating, she finally told him the honest truth. Vera had feelings for him, but was avoiding him and hiding her emotions because he was with Alora. Jaden was shocked to hear this, and after a moment, admitted that he also had feelings for Vera and deeply cared about her. That same day, Alora was talking to her boyfriend, unaware that Jaden was listening. She expressed her frustration about the arrangement they had made to pretend she loved Jaden. After that call, she received another one from someone else she was having an affair with, promising to see him soon. As she spoke, she said things that completely shocked Jaden. When she finally ended the call, she turned to Jaden and admitted, without remorse, that she didn't love him. She even went on to say offensive words, showing no regret, as Jaden silently walked away. That night, Jaden felt heartbroken and tried calling Vera, but she didn't answer. The following morning, Jaden confided in his friend, who reminded him that he had warned him about Alora's sudden reappearance. His friend also pointed out how happy Jaden had been when he was with Vera, so happy that he barely noticed Alora. He reassured Jaden that Vera truly loved him and suggested giving her some time before talking things out with her. Days later, Jaden visited Vera. She initially tried to ignore him, saying she was busy, but he persisted, explaining that he had broken up with his girlfriend and needed to talk to her. He then expressed his love for her, and finally, they hugged each other. So guys, if you enjoyed this story, kindly subscribe to this channel to get more of our latest stories.